Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Casters Lounge. It's episode 11. We've got Dan, who's wet. We've got Matt, who's here. We've got Nexus, who's bright. And
hold on. Can we just take a step back and start that again?
welcome. Hope you're happy to join us. Dan certainly seems happy right now, with all the laughter that's happening. Meanwhile, Nexus, I think we heard him sort of smash something against another thing just
Perhaps.
before we started. But we are here.
Can we start with the sexual innuendo?
Wasn't necessarily.
Sorry,
one.
can you say that again?
No. Fuck
He
that
couldn't,
word.
he couldn't even say it once.
We're here
Right, moving
regardless. We're here regardless. We missed out a couple weeks, sadly, but you get us when you get us in a way. Matt, you're here, avoiding all the innuendo. Hello.
He's in contact with me.
Innuendos!
Innuendos. There you go.
Loving it.
Oh, hi Matt. How are you doing?
If I say good, can we just not do the segment that I know we're going to do?
We might get to it after, for one reason or another.
Okay.
You were on. You had a bit of a streak, didn't you? For a couple weeks in a row, a couple episodes in a row, but been missing
Well,
out.
before you banned me from coming on because
Yeah.
I was on too much.
Yeah, that did happen. Nexus, you're on quite a bit as well, but I haven't banned you yet. Why is that?
I don't know. It's just you can't ban me. I
Yeah.
don't think there's I don't think there's a reason for you to ban me. I'm just
Oh,
the moneymaker. I'm the homeless Lexi B that brings in Grev into chat
exactly.
and gets
Yeah.
the chat activity.
They're extremely attracted to you, Nexus. That's why.
I mean, apparently so. Like, I can already predict for some reason Speed is gonna come in the chat and say something.
Yeah.
Or Vision, one of those.
Dan, some would say he's the moneymaker for other reasons. Hi.
You saying I sexually sell
Can we
myself?
stop, please?
For other reasons, I said.
What are these other reasons, Sharon?
I would not like to disclose such information, but I hope you're well anyway.
I was until you called me a moneymaker.
Dan, you said you got home from work. What do you do for work?
What do I do?
He brings in
Involves a taxi, sometimes two.
Oh, for God's
It
sake.
does as well. That's the worst part.
One to work and one from work, just to clarify.
Yep, not in between, not during.
No. No.
He keeps it in an office. guys.
It's based in one location. I'm not moving to different clients' houses.
Client?
I'm actually just going to leave in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to clear things up because
You're making it worse, Dan.
right. I'll come out. I'll say it there. Then.
Right.
I'm a web developer.
Since
There you go.
Oh,
since
So much charge tension there.
since we have been off for quite a bit, we did miss the first 2 weeks actually. Well, we're now 2 weeks in, regardless of Challenger Division. It started off with maybe not the best start. There hasn't been some massive controversy, but maybe not too many exciting games as some would expect. We also haven't missed anything of Champions Division. Rather, it's actually coming this week. It's quite the perfect time to preview it, some would say. I think we'll get onto that a little bit later. Maybe we just open up with what's been the opener to this entire season, Challenger Division, first 2 weeks. Any impressions in general, Matt?
Team P win or Penguin. I don't even know how to say their name. It's just a mighty hench penguin that
I think
that
their
they
logo
seem
is just
to
a
be-
buff penguin.
yeah. I mean, they beat Juggernaut, which the seed difference was quite high,
Yeah.
16-13 in round 1. And then in round 2, they beat Nexus GTZ Sync. And now in round 3, they're playing, I want to say Famous 5.
Yeah, they're not getting better in terms of the seeds they're playing, are they?
They're playing Famous 5, and I mean, if they win that, then I'm calling it Team Pinwin all the way.
Yeah,
Like,
but
they've
I think that's quite big as well, because P-Win were like, aren't they 33rd in seeding or something like that.
I can get it open and
There's
have
so
a
many
look.
teams to keep track of in that league. So, but yeah, I think
got
there's
it over here.
somewhere around there.
They were seeded 33rd.
That is true. So I mean, like, quite low
He's
in
calling
terms
it.
of.
He's calling
Yeah.
it though.
But I mean,
Preemptively.
they've upset everyone so far. So fair play to them.
Portuguese, I believe, as a majority are.
No, Team Pullman, they're Spanish. Close enough.
Right,
But
close enough.
No, that's not close enough. Be careful with that.
Dan, you. Speaking of Challenger as well, I think you did call on stream. I think you called. What team
No
was
evidence of this whatsoever.
What team was it you called? It was not Element, I don't think.
I call Famous 5 or Equinox.
Or
Nobody else.
one more that were like
Nobody
30th in
else.
seed.
Can we get to it? Who
I'm
was it?
trying. Yeah, I'm trying to. It's not. I'm trying. Not
I know.
trying
I know
to
exactly
tease.
who it was. I want to see if Strommers can remember if he's done his little bit of homework.
I mean,
Well,
I
I
could go through
watched-
the whole list, but I don't really want to go through 52 teams.
I watched the stream. It's just I've
Yeah.
forgotten.
It was Hypnotic Gaming.
Yeah, because they're like
Gaming.
20.
They're 2-0, aren't they?
Yeah, they're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
So again, you could call that.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I say what seed they are, which again doesn't play all the roles, Dan just backtracked like a little pussy. So,
I saw they were doing well, and then I was just like, "What?" Like when you said they were seed 15, I was like, "Am I thinking of a different team?"
15 maybe.
Like Hypnotic not doing well then, or what? Like I got really confused.
You did say
and I was
that.
just like, you know what? For the sake of this all, I'm just gonna say, yeah, never mind.
You did talk about them during casting of another team that weren't doing too well. Obviously not on the main
they're getting
ESN
banged
channel,
out.
but you did cast Vanix Esport, who I'd suggest probably most of the casting team would probably know most about in a way. We've casted him quite a bit, of course. Any impressions from? Because obviously I think I casted the game they played where they very narrowly lost out to Socially in the first round, and then you casted them not so closely, getting banged out by Element. Was it in the second?
It was Element. It was a pretty. I mean, it looked like it was going to be a fun game to start off with, but then Vanix just dropped off the face of the cliff. I'm not sure if they had 4 other best of ones that day, for the 99 damage league. So I'm not sure if maybe they were a bit fatigued or not, and that played into it. But either way, they're 0-2 now, so one more loss and they're out essentially.
Yeah.
So yeah, 16-5 loss is not a fun one.
Nexus, any games you kept track of a Challenger at all? Any interesting?
Well, kind of, yes. More like a team or two, but I want to say socially, because like with them, like I don't want to shit on Vanix, but they played close against Vanix, which
yeah, and to be honest, like obviously since I casted them, like they didn't play close. They didn't play close with Vanix in a good way, did they? It was more of a very scrappy, barely got out because of just sort of individual skill, you know?
Yeah. And like was it like 16-13 against Vanix, and right after that they just get slapped by Excellency 16-2.
I mean,
Team Excellency actually looked pretty decent, to be fair.
Very decent.
I remember covering them in ESEA and against Time Chasers, sorry.
I think this is Excellency Youngsters,
decent.
though, right?
Sorry?
This is Excellency Youngsters, though, right?
Yeah,
it
is.
Yeah.
So it's the second team.
Team Excellency are quite an
established. I can't remember if I casted the Youngsters then or not.
Yeah, maybe because Excellency Youngsters, I think they're like top 3 in seed at least, and yeah, they've been doing.
I'll check.
They have been doing quite well, actually, as Nexus mentions.
Yeah. I think 16-2 as Nexus said, and then in round 1 they won 16-1. So I mean they've dropped 3 rounds so far.
That's sort of isn't that the start that Budapest 5 had in like season in season 6, where they like opened with 16-2 twice over. Obviously against maybe slightly better teams, some would say, and not Nordics Evolution and whoever. But I think
Oh, they got the New Era next. Who's an interesting one? I mean, New Era is also 2-0.
Mm.
But
Any
from what I've seen, I don't think they'll struggle on that.
any sort of teams so far that you guys sort of see? Because the thing is, on the mainstream and such, and I guess sort of the coverage here as a result is gonna be mostly based around sort of the top end of challengers. In that, on the mainstream of ESN, we're only gonna have I think the finals weekend, is it? So just the semis, the quarter semis and final, or just the semis and final? Something like
It's
that.
just the finals weekend, so
Yeah, so
semis are fine.
semis and finals. So yeah, just the top end. Any teams that have stuck out to you guys so far as like these guys could actually challenge, surprisingly or not, you know?
Hypnotic Gaming.
You're not taking it back? You're going all the way?
I mean, I feel like it. I did mean the team I was meant to mean. I feel like you threw me off the game, Strom. I'm going to stick with Hypnotic. I'm going to stay true to the cards that I mentioned on the stream. Yeah. So they're going to be the ones that take us to the final stage. I reckon maybe like quarterfinals, semi-finals. Not unreasonable.
I think
Go for them next.
Go Bananas were like the top seeded team, but they
Yeah,
have
number one.
yeah. I think there are 2-0.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
But they also, since they're top seed, they didn't really play any
Played
massive
like the
teams.
worst teams.
Yeah, I think they played Obla, who are comfortably last seeded.
Well, that's a bit harsh.
No, yeah, I'm just saying. Well, it's true though, isn't it?
Yeah, the 52nd
See,
seed, yeah.
that's what I said, and then played Scape CSN as well, I think. But you know, it's hard to sort of tell what teams are gonna do. Like if you're a really high seeded team, it's sort of hard, I think, to sort of guess where you're gonna finish because you're just playing teams that are maybe slightly below you in quality level in a way.
So yeah, I think coming off that, I think Go Bananas have MK Academy coming up next, which I think is actually going to be a really good matchup
Yeah.
because, I mean,
sure.
MK Academy, they were like 23rd, 25th seed, I think.
Something like that. And then if
They were high middle or
Yeah.
like top end middle,
and then if called in
and they called in, of course, Spy Leader
from the main MK team.
So you know, a little bit
just a
cheeky.
casual.
Yeah.
Bit cheeky, but they haven't looked bad as a team either. Like, I mean, they called in Spy Leader because one of their players left, so they needed a fill-in anyway. So I mean, yeah, you're playing with a good player, but you're still playing with a player that
I mean,
you haven't
Spy
really
Leader was just like completely fragging out.
Yeah.
In fairness, but I mean, he wasn't exactly leaving the rest of the team in the dust either. So
yeah. But I think Go Bananas, that's going to be a match because they're going to have to play a bit more tactically
Yeah,
instead
for
of
sure.
just, hey, Spy Leader, go out to that site, kill everyone, and we'll plant the bomb. Thanks, lad. Like, it's
No.
not going to be that.
Yeah.
But there was another team that I thought was Vege Mesa,
Yeah.
the Portuguese team. They looked really good in their first game, and then
I think they
of course
played MK, didn't they?
and they lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost. But again, I still feel like they could come through as like a 3-1 team. Because they picked up Nixon, of course, from the old Equinox roster,
Ooh.
who was a solid player.
Yeah.
So I think they're a team maybe to look at. Yeah.
I don't even know what team could win it again. I think Famous Five are always going to be called out as like a big team, but haven't been too convinced so far. Again, the roster changes that they've had to do in a way have maybe not been ideal in all cases. Having to get rid of a player that's now playing in Champions Division, obviously, is maybe not what they would have hoped for. But
Maha Big Brain.
Yeah, Maha Big Brain for sure. I think the most interesting event of last week, or I think it was the first. Was it this week? Maybe. I watched the first fight between the same, like a different part of the same org, Agency Orange, Agency versus Agency Dream.
Agency Blue, I think, is it? Or
no, I think it was. I think it's
Agency
Dream.
Orange.
Oh, okay.
I think there is Agency Blue as well, but
there's 3 agency teams.
Oh yeah, okay.
So only bound for 2 of them to meet up eventually. Agency Orange absolutely smacked Agency Dream on Inferno. I think it was Raphael streaming it. and I think I think Matt was watching like the end of it. The last round, there was some Agency Orange player who just like, I think the last kill of the game was just a Seuss, which is, it feels quite
My
ruthless.
kind of guy.
Yeah, ruthless against your own, like, they're in the same org, and you're just clowning on him.
What's wrong? You
So-
play under the same banner. Get fucking shit on, man. Like,
We're gonna prove the best Agency team.
These may be my new favorite teams right now. If they're straight out Zeusing each other, that's fucking game for me. Like I
Yeah.
remember fucking, was it finals of not finals. I don't think, but one of the like
Playoffs.
sort of semi-finals or quarterfinals I was doing with Strom, and I
Last
remember
season?
actually it was a Project Aversio game, and I remember
Cool.
because Benno brought out the Negev. And
Yeah.
that shit gets me wiling.
Oh, that
Right,
was on
just-
Mirage,
just-
wasn't it?
Yeah, just a note to every team: just bring out the Julies, get me Cowboy going, Negev,
Don't do it,
Zeus's, everything,
Just
everything.
get down
Just
screaming.
Yeah.
bring out the Swag Sevens as well.
I
Viable
mean,
weapon, very fun to watch. Get it
the-
going.
I'm not watching Big Academy versus For the Win Esports and a Negev be in that match. I'm sorry. But
I feel
I'm
like
not having it.
I feel like
What about Dual Bretters then? Dual
I'll let
Bretters,
the Julies because they can be quite lethal on the run.
ride 'em,
Yeah.
Cowbill. Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
like an economical way of doing it to get like downstream screaming is just to sort of, you know, knife your own team mates. So
That's a different kind of scream.
Yeah, that is. Was it?
That's
That's a
really
scream. That's a
agony.
painful scream, not
was
a
it
pleasure
against?
scream.
Was it against Red Bloods?
It was
Dan.
Grim Ravens, and
You said Controversial.
University.
University.
No,
Yeah,
I meant the Negev.
the Negev
Oh, the
clip. It was
Negev.
Project
Oh.
Diversio versus someone.
Was it
Revenge,
Buddhist 5
maybe?
or Red Bloods or Geek Case?
Probably Geek Case.
Yeah, I think we casted that
Could have
one
been Geek
in me
Case.
round of 16 last season. Anyway,
Mhm.
that's beside the point. Anything else, gentlemen, you want to bring up from Challenger that's been or is to come?
Actually, yeah. Wasp was actually looking kind of good. Like they made was like the quarters last season.
Yeah,
For the semis. Yeah, like they're
Yeah.
still kind of like they're
yeah.
on the right track as well. They lost to Leviathans 1917. That could have been their 2-0, but
No, they
Yeah.
lost. I think they beat the Fivens and then lost to Hypnotic, right?
oh yeah.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, that made more sense. That made
no
more
dream.
sense.
And
I
Carry
always,
on.
I always think a team like Wasps are always going to go underrated and underappreciated, but
I mean,
honestly,
I feel like they're just on the line of underappreciated or
yeah,
like they're gonna do decent.
yeah. Because the thing is, unlike so many other teams, I feel like there's always the thing you have to bring up when talking about Wasps as well, because it's sort of in the fact that they are not like they're not a team that stands out in a way. Sort of when you look at just a team list, you don't like think of them immediately. The only thing that makes them stand out is sort of that they are very, very secure in the roster they have. I think they went for like several months without making a single change to the roster, and then after failing in the first qualifier, might have been after the second one, they make like one change and it's been quite a good one. So, you know,
yeah, I mean,
good team.
with Wasps, I think, because I know it's Konzi that stepped down and he's now coach. I can't remember who they brought in. Was it MV or was he already in the roster?
He was already there.
Yep, he's already there.
So, not gonna lie, I have no idea who the new fifth is then. But I mean, the thing is with Wasps, I think they shouldn't fall into the trap of making any roster changes like we love to see over this weekend. How UKCS just cooks an apple crumble and that's what you get. You get crumble pie.
Yeah, I'm
Because
pretty sure
what's the
the
point?
new player's Ying Ping, if I'm not.
Yeah, that sounds
pretty sure
sounds
that's it.
about right. Sounds about right.
It's a kingpin. Call
No,
him.
Ying Ping.
No,
think
but
it-
he's a kingpin.
I don't care.
I think I casted Wasps as well in a redacted named league, and yeah, again like pretty solid across the board.
Now I'm just interested on what that league was. To be honest.
I think
You're gonna have to pay him.
Banda has asked best upcoming matchup, and obviously we're still on Challenger, so I think we'll bring up the something from Challenger now, we'll obviously talk about the games that are to come in Champions because no games have been played over there. Anything that sticks out to you guys?
I think
I
Matt
think
already
the-
kind of said something. Right?
What MK Go Bananas?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's
that
good
that'll
one.
be an interesting one. Yeah.
For sure.
I think as well as that, you could go for maybe like the Excellency game against New Era because they're both pretty high seeded teams, and
Mm,
I think that one
Yeah, I
could
mean-
be quite fun.
New Era kind of just came in under the radar.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like an August team, and I'm just gonna get the seeding open again. I think they're.
I think they're pretty high seed.
They're
Yeah.
5th seed, so they're
Yeah.
not. By all means, they're not a bad team. So I think if they can like sneak in a win there, I think they could possibly a decent team to look at. Get into the late stages of playoffs.
I think
I think Hypnotic versus GTZ Advance as well. That's
Yeah.
gonna be a good game.
I think you already brung up Famous 5 versus P-Win. I think if Famous 5 win that, it's not going to be an interesting game. But if P-Win win it, then
If the dark horse comes through, then yeah, 100%.
exactly, exactly. Right, I think that's covered most of that. Most of sort of the 0-2 games are like I'm not going to be watching them in a way.
No.
I'm not very interested in Vanix versus Nordic's Evolution and games such as
Wow.
that's just how
Brutal.
that's just how it
How
goes.
well the Vanix people treat us and Stromis just
They're
know.
not putting me
I
on the
love
payroll.
the
right
Vanix
in the
guys.
They're not
I
putting
love
me
the
on the
Vanix
payroll.
guys and girls. They're great. The
They're-
team not so good, but they're great.
wow.
They
I
just
really
not-
hope Lyrox isn't in here.
They've just
Poor
not-
guys.
They've just,
Oh.
they've just not put me on the. They've just not put me on the payroll.
Like the thing is they did have the good game against Socially. It was a close one, and
Mm.
then I think they just were really tired yesterday. So that's probably
Yeah, I
went
would have
wrong.
liked to seen that match in a different setting
Mm.
because I think they
Yeah.
could have won it. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Well, we'll see if they can pick up a couple more wins before a couple wins before the
Drop out.
season comes to a close.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have Nordics Evolution coming up, so I think
They should. That,
I don't want to be biased,
That's
but
as
like
close to a
based
free.
off seeding,
Yeah,
I think Vanek should take that. Yeah.
next to bottom.
they
I
should
think they are
take it.
seeding wise.
Yeah.
All right then. That was a bit of sort of just the warm up for us. I guess challengers in general is to Champions Division. Not quite started yet. You can check out the website if you want to get the full schedule. I think we'll put it on screen as well. And in chat.
Oh.
Will we?
Oh, If you're watching,
cheeky.
Production quality? Production?
Oh.
if you're watching the VOD, yeah, I did screw it up because I pressed the starting soon. But we'll just be on here for a little bit, maybe. Just the screen.
Oh wait, we can do whatever we want on the webcam.
Yeah, I've already started.
I'm taking a drink then, mate. Yeah.
I think there are a couple.
The illusion
games...
breaks when we all take a drink at the same time and nobody's speaking.
a couple games have already been scheduled, but outside of the ones that have been scheduled, I think there are still like a couple interesting games, let's just say, amongst these. I think it's easiest though to bring up those games. Again, if you're watching it live on ESN_GG, then you can check out the website, go to the schedule page to check out all the games that have been scheduled so far. On the ones on stream, I think this is the first time we're publicly announcing it as well. On ESNGG main channel, the channel you're watching right now, perhaps, Granite Gaming will take on Dr. Pepper Team. This is Wednesday the 8th at 6 p.m.
Yep.
And then For the Win Esports Club or whatever will take on Big Academy at 7:30. I think both games are quite good. Dan, I think you're casting both. So, what do you feel?
I will be. Yeah, should be fun.
Wow.
No, the thing is, Dr. Pepper is a team I actually rate pretty highly.
Mm.
I've casted them in some other redacted leagues, or cups, I should say.
And cups, qualifiers.
Yeah,
Huzzah! Sorry, what?
got a bit of magic there, have you, Matt? No,
Carry on.
yeah, I think they're actually pretty decent as a team. Like,
Mm.
they're obviously not going to be on the level of like maybe AJ or Pompa team in terms of the Polish scene, but They're not
Sorry,
far
who
off.
did you say?
AJ or Pompa team.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you said someone else.
Hmm.
That should have been redacted. Begins with an A, ends in an F. Disliked.
Oh right,
Ah,
no,
right, yeah.
AGO, AGO.
Yeah, sorry, I had the wrong
Different
one.
different final letter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Carry
I think that should have been sort of clear since I said Polish scene. You know.
Well, not gonna lie, Dan. I kind of cut out for a minute because I was reading what Trout was half saying. But yeah, Nexus
who
was
cares
just
about the
being an
chat?
idiot.
Who cares about the chat?
Yeah.
Carry on.
But yeah, I think like I actually rate Dr Pepper. I think they're a solid Polish team. Granite, a pretty solid team as well. Obviously, they've played previous seasons as well. The Orgaz.
Back-to-back
Um,
winners.
Back to
yeah.
back.
Only teams
um,
have done so.
So and they had the great final as well, didn't they, last
Yeah.
season?
It was
So
okay.
it's
Subpar.
yeah. I only tuned in for bits. It was a snore fest actually for me. So. No.
Free maps.
No,
I
just couldn't get into it. The casters just were so annoying. I don't know who it was.
Hold on.
No,
There
no.
was there was like some Scandinavian shit. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Some trio.
I was
of-
expecting them to start whipping out surstrumming at some point and just start like fucking slapping each other with it.
Well, all right. We also, since Dan's just gone into that instead of actually talking about the games,
I
we
talked
also
about the games a bit.
we have another set of games on our second channel, ESN_CS, 6 p.m. Excellent Esports versus Blink. I think we'll talk about Blink and other teams such as them who've replaced for one reason or another through the week. And then at 7 p.m. we have UB team versus Lowland Lions again. Asterisk over that. Nexus, I think you're casting those.
I
I'm not
am.
Yeah. Wanna run me through them? Why are they interesting?
I mean, they're interesting storylines. At least some of them.
You're the one that you said you wanted to do them because they interested you
You
more.
jumped in on them really quick.
Yeah.
I said I can do both, but I'm leaning more towards the second games.
Yeah. Why were you leaning more towards the
why?
second game?
I realized the first ones may have a bit more competition, so I was like, yeah, I'll just do this instead.
What a selfless person.
So you wanted to avoid confrontation with the other casters for which games to do. That's how you
Yeah.
pick what games you want to play. Which one involves the least discussion with the people.
For the first game, yes.
He wanted to cast by himself, so he didn't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obvious. God. Damn it.
Right. Okay. is that
Nothing
our analysis
interesting.
breakdown?
Was there
No.
nothing?
Right.
interesting?
No. I
I
can
have
go.
to admit,
Okay, no, yeah,
Dan
you
and
can go.
Nexus have given the worst analysis I've ever heard.
Well, I wasn't
Matt,
given
you
a
go.
chance. I wasn't given a
Talking about
chance.
these
No,
games.
I've got something about London, but Dan, if you want to go first, or
Yeah, I just want to point out I wasn't given a chance. Stormy started moving on before I'd really having a chance to get
Yeah.
into my stride.
so rude.
No,
I made a joke and Stormy is like, right, since Dan's not gonna do this fucking
because he started whipping
analysis.
out the surstrumming, so I was
Very
moving on.
long-winded, Dan. But
Right,
go for
okay,
it quickly. Get
right,
it out.
so-
You've got 10
So
seconds.
you've got Granite Game and you got Dr Pepper. That's going to be a fire matchup because you've got the last season's champions Granite
But-
getting the invite spot in. They're going to be playing against some big boys in the scene.
Mm.
Dr Pepper.
Also
They've
didn't
got
get
a spot. They've got the spot behind them. They've got the branding of Dr Pepper. They've obviously got a sick training facility because of that. All the Dr Pepper they could ever want, and they're going to be fueled to the nines with energy every game. Just pounding on the Dr Peppers, getting the energy levels high.
We're back to the
And then-
innuendos.
And then you've got FTW versus Big. And let me tell you something about the Big Omen Academy. Process is a fucking nutcase, mate. He goes off. He's played with Big in the big leagues. Like he is nailed heads. He is juicy. Like
What about for the win?
I would turn for him. I would turn for him. He's one of those people that will just literally grab a game by the bollocks and start yanking it around.
But
So
what about
watch
for the
out for him. For the win, the Portuguese don't really care. No. I'm
Matt,
joking. Right now, to be fair, I don't know much about FTW, but They look decent, so it should be a fun game.
Cool. Great.
Since I've actually done a little bit of work on looking at For the Win, they're probably the biggest up and coming Portuguese team.
Yeah.
That's all I have to
Mm.
say.
Wow.
Because thanks to
And
butchering that down right at the
I
end.
know they've done like the thing is I know with FTW I know they do well in like some of the recent tournaments like the Summit qualifiers they did pretty well in. They didn't make it, but they did pretty well. Like I know they're doing well, but I just don't know much about them as a team, like in terms of the players. So I can't really.
Oh,
comment on
here's
that.
your game to learn, Dan. Here's your game to learn.
here's-
Yeah,
game to
and
be
I'll
learned.
be rooting for Big during the entirety of it.
Wow. The
Well,
biased
unbiased
man.
caster, thanks.
He's always
Whatever.
been biased.
You just
Come
hear
on.
Big get around and goes, "Whoa, let's go Big!" Next round, Big is trying to do another one and another one. Whoa!
So I don't know what that was. I just had something in my throat. then.
Process. He's done it again.
Oh, and I guess Shelzy gets a 2K there. Maybe I don't know. It don't really matter.
All right.
Nah,
we also have another game that's gonna be off stream, in quotation marks. We do have some licensed. What's the buzzword you're using, Matt?
Regional casters.
There you go. We have some regional casters who are gonna be doing them on their stream. Do you want to say exactly what casters they are? Skilled Enough versus 9, 6 p.m. BST on Wednesday the 8th.
Is that a Raphael special?
Nope.
I can't exactly say it will
Yeah.
definitely be on their streams,
But there will be a Russian.
There is currently
and-
4 regional casters, being Root is Turkish, Phil McRove, which is the most English name I've ever heard, but
Is
he's actually Russian. And then we got Raphael, he's Portuguese, and then yeah.
Cool.
One
Oh,
guy.
and there's Pitu, but I mean, I doubt he's gonna want to stream now because the only reason he's Spanish and he only really wants to do creme. And now
We'll
yeah.
see. I feel like
for a little bit of a
we can presume at least there will be a broadcast for Skilled Enough versus 9, if not both a Russian and a Turkish stream. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. I'm guessing we're just gonna tweet that out as well.
okay.
With the ESN Twitter at ESN_GG, of course. It's the debut of the new HUD as well. Obviously, if you've been watching the qualifiers, you may have seen, or the second qualifier specifically, you may have seen a sort of previous version of it, but the new HUD, it's got a lot to offer.
It is banging.
Yeah, it is, quote,
and
banging.
Made by my favourite Portuguese person, Castro.
Wait a minute, I didn't think you said that earlier.
No, I said he's my favourite person earlier. Now he's just my favourite Portuguese person.
Why has he been downgraded?
I
don't know. I've met a lot of people in my time there.
Let's move along. I think I know what Nexus was referring to.
I know as well. Don't worry.
I don't care about Portuguese people and their culture.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they're a lot better than no.
Let's just move along. Just move along. There we are.
Right, we've got
And you gotta stop.
We've got a to not overuse a pun. We've got a bit of a dicey thing coming up. You could say
the dice.
You could say Matt would rather just blink through this all instead.
Oh wait, we're on this. Right, go back to where we were talking about. Yeah.
Right, we've had a couple teams drop out for why, Matt?
Because it's last minute and they're like, why not make Matt's day harder? Why not put me through immense stress on the final weekend where I'm trying to deal with challenger teams being like, but I can't schedule my game? And then with champions team like, we kind of decide to back out to last minute. You know?
Yep.
I mean, not to say names, AGF Esport, for one. Creme
that one really hit you hard, the AGF one, didn't it?
AGF one hit me hard because
they were a replacement team already.
They were a replacement team already for Tricked, who gave us plenty of notice. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Right? They gave us plenty of notice and they gave us a real reason. AGF, it was originally when we were talking before they accepted the spot, he was like, okay, we're not going to have 2 players for the playoffs. However, I think the team is happy to play with standards. I'll confirm this. They confirmed it and they accepted the spot. A week before the league's about to start, hey, yeah, that same issue that we agreed to before, yeah. We don't really want to do it now. It's an issue now. So I was kind of like, okay, that kind of pissed me off. So I went on a bit of a Twitter rant.
Mm.
A little
Without
bit,
actually, yeah, passive aggressive Twitter rant.
As for the
Do
CEX,
you- I like Matt. I liked how in your Twitter rants you didn't name names, and then about an hour afterwards announcing the replacement team for Cream.
No.
for
Matt,
Cream.
Matt
me,
literally
that was
said,
yes,
"You will know in the tweet."
yeah, because I didn't want to call names, but then I was kind of like at the point where I was tweeting out on ESN, I was like, it'd be kind of weird where like if I announce this new team in and people are like, well, who are they replacing? So I was like, I'll just make it clear, for the sake of the people, not for the sake of my sanity of wanting to call people out.
Selfless.
Second
Well,
team,
we could go in like for that team first. They've been replaced then with the Dice, who I think already said they
I'm
were.
going to say they're a better team.
Dice.
They're a better team.
Yeah,
Playoffs.
I think the Dice said like before.
Dice that.
Can you stop?
God.
before
Really
AGF even pulled out.
Dice.
I think before AGF pulled out, I think the Dice said they were interested in sort of,
Dice.
Yeah, see, AGF, although it pissed me off because it was the first team that backed out, I wasn't too fussed because Dice had already emailed me a couple of days before saying, if you have any last minute pullouts, we're interested. So I was like, easy. As soon as AGF said that, I didn't even bother responding to the AGF guy because I knew I was going to say something like it. Yeah, you fucking prick. So I straight went to the Dice guy and said, look, this team's backed out. Do you want a spot? Within an hour, they said yes, and they were already, but let's just say
Yeah,
they were in the
they-
face it team quicker than half of the other people. So
yeah, they like joined
The
everything
dice,
so
the
quick.
dice, the dice.
It's quite good. Right, next team as well. Wait, before that, anyone wanna? You seem to be very hyped on the Dice. The Dice.
The dice.
You wanna actually
Yeah,
say
they're a
anything?
sick team.
Yeah?
They're a sick team. I
Anything
mean,
else?
they got back. They're 1-1 in playoffs at the moment for advance. They got banged out by Ambush in the first one, but Ambush, pretty solid team. The Dice had a bad day, maybe bad day at the office. Well, they've bounced back. We'll see if they can continue. They've got some games coming up more. But yeah,
next,
I mean, they just look like a solid squad, a little solid French squad. Not on the level of a team like LDLC or that regard, but
did
they'll be good.
LDLC make playoffs?
Yeah, they're in it right now.
Oh,
They're doing. Yeah.
I was just double making sure.
I feel like I think they're 2-0 right now in playoffs, or at least 1-1 as well.
That didn't look Matt didn't look too happy with that.
Oh no, I was just because when I was scouting for teams, I was really invested in seeing how teams did it in advanced, and then when I got the teams, and I was just kind of like, well, I don't really care anymore. So it's kind of interesting to see how some teams, like LDLC, they were quite in the middle of when I first started looking, but seems they hold it through.
Yeah.
So fair play.
I mean, obviously they've got like Sixer, the ex Envy player on there. He never really achieved much, but I mean, at this level, he's pretty good. So,
Matt, he's just dropped the new version of the A word. So Matt, please, next team. What happened?
CEX. I mean, this is one that baffles me because I'm kind of confused.
Yep.
All right. The first thing is they're a UK team, so I'm also kind of not surprised. UKCS is just shambolic in the way it is. I think Revenge and Endpoint are the only two teams where I'm like, yeah, you're decent because you actually stick together.
Endpoint.
You go through the Revenge, with Christ leaving, they went for a pretty hard point, and I imagine it was quite easy for a lot of them just to go, yeah, we'll find it somewhere else, but they've stuck together. It's a fair play. That's kind of why I wanted Revenge in this, because I wanted to give them that chance against these bigger teams, because I wanted to see how they could do. And I mean, some people say that's biased, but I mean that's kind of what our league's for. It's not just to give the big people a chance. It's to give the smaller teams that, okay, personally biased opinion, I believe could do better. But yeah, CEX, they made main playoffs from what I can see, and then decided to go bye-bye, which kind of confused me. And at first they were playing, and then they weren't playing, and then they were playing, and then they weren't. But for them, our replacement was Lowland Lions, who luckily enough, their coach literally messaged us the same day.
It's another team as well where low key kind of an upgrade. That's sort of the team that's gone in,
Yeah, Lowland Lions are
So really, you should be thanking these teams for backing out because now we have a better team.
Yeah, thank
Oh,
you for that stress of a Sunday where Sundays are supposed to be nice and calm. Oh wait, sorry. Sunday was creme, but still, my weekend has been hell thanks to these 3 teams.
But actually, it might not be a good thing having better teams because there might be a bit more team disparity now,
Who knows?
which might mean less interesting games and more blowouts.
Well,
We'll
thanks
have
for
to
the
wait and see.
negativity, Dan.
Thanks for the positivity, Dan. Right.
You know you love it.
But yeah, I mean the CX
The
one.
dice. The dice.
The only problem with the CX one I had was we scheduled the first games and it came out as a UK derby the first week because of CEX.
Yeah.
And then
Excellent at CX would have been a great game. Would have been a really good game. And
Ruined.
I really can't understand. I understand players have like personal issues, and I mean with lockdown, we're seeing a lot of people having a lot of burnout because they have free time to play, so they're like, let's fill that time with CS.
Yeah.
And then of course they get burned out. I think there was one case of that for the players and maybe the coach where they were, they felt that they had done a bit too much, so they wanted to take a step back a bit, and I can understand that. I just kind of wished it got convened to me a bit earlier on, so I didn't have to do. Oh, the host has gone.
Oh.
The host has just walked off. Bye. Was I really that unentertaining? Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm off now as well, Matt. See ya.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the CX thing was kind of like, I kind of don't understand it in that you made main playoffs. If you do well in those playoffs, you get advanced. And they're not a bad team, CEX, So, yeah, but I mean, I think we've seen with this past week just how poor the UK CS scene is in the way it handles roster changes. From the amateur scene all the way up to the semi-pro scene, people just love to just be like, bye,
Flake out.
like just for no reason.
Mm.
But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, do we continue? Oh, he's back finally.
Oh.
I'm here to ask you to continue with the
Are
last
we gonna see your dad crawl behind you?
Final one. Oh, you want me to carry on? Sorry, I
Yep.
thought you were going to say something. Final one. It kind of like when I first heard it, like I was really annoyed because it was on It was yesterday. Was it yesterday?
It was yesterday.
Wait, was it
Yeah.
yesterday?
See, that's how that it.
It was 2 days ago.
Sorry, it was
No,
Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday.
nah,
I don't think it was
Saturday.
yesterday.
It was Saturday.
Surely
No,
not.
It was definitely Saturday, and I think I like Saturday.
Saturday.
We've gone through everything right. The HUD setup, all the graphics are set up, and then just to have on the Saturday for like 5 days before the event starts, just to go, yeah. So one of our players is retired, and the other one's gone on a player break. So yeah, we're not playing. Yeah, it's kind of like being kicked in the bollocks like 5 times and then being like, find a team. But the thing that I like with Crown Rail Betis is that I kind of appreciate is that they didn't just be like, yeah, we're not playing and flake. They tried to find teams for us. They gave us a few suggestions. They they asked a few Spanish teams on a similar level, like is it S2V and I think it was
They asked
Wide
S2V, really?
And some of the other
Yeah.
Spanish.
and
S2V would have been a huge one, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and they said no because they were on player breaks, which I can appreciate that.
Makes sense.
And in the end, because the CEX was a massive upgrade to Lowland Lions, I kind of didn't want X London to be versus against
You mean
Lowland Lions.
you mean the other way, right? Lowland Lions. Big upgrade to CEX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Perhaps.
But yeah,
It means
I
Lowland
wanted-
Lines are better than CEX.
I think what you
Yeah.
meant. I
Yeah.
think
I wanted a
you
fairer
mean-
matchup, basically.
So you switched
So,
on the matches.
So I kind of like looked. I was looking around for what teams we could go for, and I just thought, why not get Blink because they were a good team in the qualifiers. They're in that main level. I mean, they're in main playoffs, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're in
yeah,
the
they're
playoffs.
another. They're
Yeah,
another
they got
good.
their game tomorrow.
Yeah, so they're a good up and coming team. So I thought they'd be a perfect fit, and luckily they were very quick to reply and say yes. So for now, we're good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you see a tweet longer come out in the next day or so, then you know that another team's left, and that is me literally
ESN
losing my shit.
expanded.
I will literally lose my shit if this certain team that I feel I haven't received communication from, if they don't message me soon and they back out, might just be the end for me. I might just quit, just call it there. Just like fuck it, dude, I'm done. Can't be asked.
Mm.
But no, I mean, I'm hopeful. I want
I
to
mean,
be
if that
excited.
happens, you also you can you just know you can just give the league to Raphael. He's basically already in it, like the
I
owner.
mean, he's invested more than enough, so yeah, that's true. But no, I think Lowland Lions and the Dice were big pickups, and to be honest, Blink as well. I think in the terms
I
of
like
way they were I think they were all improvements.
Yep.
So I think it's going to be really interesting now. Actually, I'm kind of glad the changes now that all the hard shit's done. I'm kind of happy the changes have all happened.
Yeah.
In the way they did, because we've got some interesting ones. It's just this final one I'm a little nervous about.
That would suck, but like still,
Oof.
still.
Sorry, what was that?
Nothing.
Uh,
Still some good, still some good improvements as you've said across the board. Gotta take it positively when possible. I think we've gone through all of the scheduled matches so far. Obviously, again, there are a couple that haven't been scheduled yet. More worryingly, some more worryingly than others, but you know, that's just how it is. We do have sort of, I mean, in that there are so many changes that have been done, I feel like we almost need to just take a big look over the season, like as a whole again. Just sort of do the standard predictions that we did, I guess, for season 6 in a way. Sort of have just a couple teams that we want to bring up in different manners, and then maybe favorites. You know, who's gonna win it, etc., etc. Nexus.
I don't know what the fuck Dan's gonna
Hi.
say.
You want to start us off? You want to pick a category? Maybe dark horse, maybe favorites, maybe so. You get like a lot to pick here because you also get first dibs on teams. So
Fine.
dark
Okay,
horse.
we go
Dark horse.
challenger or champion.
Champions.
What?
Ah.
Come on, man. He's half
We've
listening.
rinsed challenges enough already this
Yeah.
season.
True.
This is all the coverage they're getting now.
All right. Okay, I wasn't sure what you were planning.
Do you have a
Um,
dark horse for champions? You could go for favorites as well. I don't mind which order
mean,
we do it.
I can't really think of it. Like a lot of them are really good teams. There are a few ones that I expect to just maybe not do as well as others.
Yep.
I'm gonna say the names. Stop punching your microphone. Thank you.
Sorry,
First you'll walk out and then just assault your microphone.
that was not intentional.
Very unprofessional.
I think I hurt
Yeah.
myself more.
We've
than
all
the
been very
microphone.
professional during this podcast, and I really appreciate the same from you, Strommers.
Yes.
The dice, the dice, the dice.
I think
The dice,
I mean,
the
yeah,
dice, the dice.
I actually kind of agree with Dan. The dice is sick.
yeah. I think Matt has a dark horse though. The ones he's been fanboying previously.
Oh, Revenge. I mean,
Yeah.
Revenge is a hard. I don't think they're going to be a dark horse, so to say. I think this is more of a season for them to have gain that experience against the bigger teams, not necessarily that. I mean, Revenge, as they're still unconfirmed on their 5th, I think they might struggle to get playoffs.
I think
Uh,
honestly, I think they're gonna be a sort of a team that that we kind of expected them to be. Where it's like they get like a really good win or two over like some of the bigger teams and then don't really make it.
thanks, Dan. So they're like the
He had so much time to sneeze into his elbow, but he's whatever.
I
Continue,
had
Matt.
this bad smells was going for. I was like,
Anyway, so my dark horse, I'm gonna call it the newbies and being maybe Blink.
Ooh,
I think
okay,
they didn't make it through qualifiers
No.
because they lost to Uber team.
they did.
But I think with their success in Maine, and I mean I think they won a league yesterday. I don't know what league it was, but they won one. I think they're on a quite high at the minute, so I think it'll be interesting to see how well they do.
Yeah.
As for my what is it, Pale Donkey?
We're-
You know, the
We
team that
not, we're
we
not.
won
You
that.
can't. You
The
can't
flop.
yeah, you can't
Sorry,
take too many teams because then it's unfair to all the other people.
Sorry. Go ahead, Dan. Who's your favourite team, Dan?
You know what? I'm actually favouring Big Academy.
What narrative has that been apart? You've been talking up
No,
like every team.
Yeah, he did
except
talk
Big
up. He did
Actually,
talk
no.
up
I
Big
said
Academy.
Big Academy looked pretty
no,
sick
Process.
earlier on.
Said he'd
I
go
said,
pay for one of the
Process.
players, so I
Yeah.
feel like
I did.
Sorry, I
No,
forgot
I
about
didn't.
that.
No, actually, Nexus. Let's not put words into my
I mean,
mouth.
okay, sorry, you'd bend
I
over.
prefer something else in the mouth. I don't know. I said I turned for him. I didn't say which way.
Right.
So wait,
Go
Dan,
on.
are you already one way?
Big
What?
Academy.
Yeah, I'm in one way already. Doesn't matter which. I'm turning for him. Right.
Cool.
Dun, dun.
But no, Process, as I said earlier, is actually pretty nutty. I'm going to be really disappointed if he like bottom frags the league now. So
I was going to say, Dan,
Um,
you've got a lot coming on. If this guy sucks, I'm going to be really disappointed. 'Cause you've talked
nah,
about
his name in Face It is Process Cheetah. So that's enough
Wait,
for
and
me.
he's German.
And he's German. And he's had like 2 games with the main big squad, which is enough to prove his innocence. So
Okay, so carry on.
yeah, so the dice they're gonna be actually pretty sick, I think. Like,
Are they really a
because
dark horse though? Even like
no,
I mean,
but,
I would
but,
say
no, but
they're
you asked me which is my favorite. You asked me who's my
no,
favorite.
Matt asked when it was not the question. Dark horse.
Well,
No,
that's-
I only asked because I was expecting him to go the dice, the dice, the dice. But
what you mean,
yeah,
like this? The dice, the dice, the dice, like that.
yeah,
You might,
exactly that.
you,
Anyway,
you're not gonna
Yeah,
get
they
a
are my
second
sorry,
team now.
sorry,
Go on.
host, take it away. What was your question?
Nexus avoided the question at first. Do you now want to just repeat what somebody else said to escape the question still?
Uh,
Is that an innuendo to say escape?
no.
Okay.
Okay. I mean,
Oh, right. Sorry, carry on. That reminded me of something.
do you want to say it before I say anything?
Nope. He doesn't
No.
Okay.
say it.
Okay, I guess you don't.
I am completely lost.
I actually okay. What did you say?
Go for it. Just go for it.
He's
Okay,
delaying
cool.
so intent. Like it's so obvious what he's trying to do here.
Me or Matt?
You're
Okay.
trying to
I'm
get
not.
out
I'm
of
not
this.
trying, but I am doing it because
You're
I'm
succeeding.
just hearing some words.
Mm.
Just say it, Nexus. Whatever's on your mind.
Okay.
Right.
Again, I'm gonna agree with Dan. They're pretty decent, but
Sell
Budapest 5.
out.
Budapest 5.
Sell out.
Oh, there you go. Here,
Budapest
They're
5
not.
is
They're no
okay.
longer with Budapest 5, though, are they?
Budapest
Yeah,
5.
well, as
Yeah.
of today, Matt has more graphics work to do.
Ex Budapest
Basically,
So
5.
does
yeah.
Cat-
I
so
remember
does
you
Castro
saying
on the
you were
hood. So
disappointed you ran out of work. So
yeah, that's what I've been
Definitely.
hearing the entire time, Matt. I've just been
Oh,
hearing. You know, I could really do with some more work to do over this joyous week
no,
before
he
the
typed
challenger
it out
season
like a few
starts.
weeks ago, saying, "Oh, I'm tired. There's no more work to do. I'm actually disappointed."
See,
Now he's
that
saying,
was
"Oh, I've got
one
more
day.
work."
One day, I
And then someone
wasted
just lobbed a
my
giant
enjoyed
hot turd into the fan, and it just splattered
one day I
all over
enjoyed
his room.
just doing nothing.
Mm.
Simpler times.
I feel like if anybody said Granite, it would be quite a safe bet. They've never let anyone down
No.
before, ESN wise.
I don't think they're going to do too well.
All right.
I think
I
I don't
mean,
know
it's-
because
I
they
just-
They're
really
against
struggled
better.
to start
They're
games.
against better teams than they were last
Gra-
season. So
Yeah,
and this season. That.
Granite are like, they started off, I think Matt was just about to say that as well. They started off their main season horribly. They went like 0-3 against not even like that good a team. But then from there on out, they almost went unbeaten until the playoffs. Not sure if they've actually played in the playoffs yet, but
I don't think anyone's played in main except
yeah,
2 teams.
2 teams. All right.
Well, it'd be weird if it was one team.
Aha.
Right, anyway, going back to what I was going to say, Escape. They are a team that I kind of think no one expected to be in Champions at all.
Yep. Won the PT
But
qualifier though.
I have to say it, in Portuguese qualifier, they look really good. Like, they didn't look unnerved at all once, except that one map they lost. But yeah, or did they? Did they win 2-0 or did they
2-1.
win 2-1?
2-1.
So yeah, room for improvement. But still, I mean, if it's one thing we've learned about Portuguese teams is how
Versus
stubborn they
Exo.
play.
Yeah.
They like to make a team work for it. So maybe that could be a
Definitely.
surprise for some of these higher teams. I mean, they got the dice round one, so sorry for that, Scape. You
Yeah.
know, bit of a hard one up first, but you know,
Escape getting banged out.
Wow.
we
He's back on the Portuguese hate now.
down for
The
some. Like,
dice.
but yeah, I think Scape could be an interest. I think the whole right column there is a dark horse in there. We just don't know who yet.
I'm switching back to the schedule now for people.
Yeah, there's a bit
yeah.
of context to the right column thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, Ubi, Skilled, Scape, Revenge, BP5, Blink, Big, Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
And I mean, Granite is, yeah, they're on that left side,
Yeah.
but I still think they're going to be what are you going to say, Dan?
I was just gonna say, Granite. I don't think they're gonna do that well.
Why?
Like, this is a big step up from the Challenger division.
Everyone said
Well, so
that.
this,
Everyone said when they were B Pro at the start of last season, they think, I don't think they're going to do well.
no, but no, I'm saying like this is a big step up from the season they had just then.
Yeah, I
like,
don't. I'm not saying
season 6.
I'm not saying they're gonna
the
win.
level of competition is just so much higher.
I'm not saying
so,
they're gonna win, but their players, I still think. Obviously, I think us free casters here anyway have casted like quite a few of the other teams around, and honestly, they still have some assets that are like you know,
yeah,
they're on this level in a way.
I really do want them to do well.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be great, and I hope they do. But I feel like it may be a bit of a shock to them. Their first couple games, maybe.
What's their first game again? Dr. Pepper team.
Dr. Pepper.
It's
I'll be
the
covering that one.
First game of the
closest
season.
seeded game, so it
Yeah.
should be a good one.
Yeah, I think
And
that
I mean,
should
they're
be good.
both
Yeah.
teams in Maine that have quite similar things. I want to say quite similar.
Records.
What's the word? Records. Yeah. Or
Yes.
I could be wrong there. But still, I think that's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll
for
still be
sure.
an interesting game, but yeah, we'll have to see how it develops for the rest of the season.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that's one thing. I think in week 2 we're really gonna be able to kind of see how things are looking, because at the minute I think it's kind of up in the air.
Same as
on,
Challenger, even if it's been 2 weeks for them.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna open up Pale Donkey myself by saying, listen, not to continue what Dan's been doing with the Portuguese hate.
All right, no man.
Corralho.
Pure 100.
Pure Corralho. Pure 100% Corralho even. No, but every season we have at least one team from Portugal that are very highly. No. We have a Portuguese team.
Who's that?
we have at least one Portuguese team that are like very highly rated. They never do well. Like they never do particularly well outside of Ice Shield in like season 1. And like, you know, I feel like that's gonna continue to be true. So while I'm not disagreeing with Matt on Scape, I feel like For the Win Esports are not gonna have a fun time. They're gonna lose in week 1, and it's gonna just go, from there on out. It's not gonna be a fun ride.
So you're calling bigger.
Wait, so you're on board with my initial prediction of Big banging out FTW then?
Yes.
Huh.
Corralho!
Dan's the fucking leader of this podcast right here. He's just everyone's going to get with him.
Yep.
I think the opposite with For the Win, to be honest. I think
Really?
with
The rebel rises up.
I think if they hadn't looked so good in other international events, like Raphael told me, they haven't played in many, so this was a big step for them. But then again, we saw them in, I think it was the CS Summit, and there was another qualifier that they played in where they actually looked really good.
DreamHack probably.
DreamHack, yeah, and they look really good, beating some big teams. So I think, you know, I think FTW are a team that they aren't my dark horse, but they're definitely on my radar to be maybe a potential playoff team that I didn't expect.
Yeah.
Nexus, you said everyone just agrees with me. You have another.
No, he said everyone agrees with me.
Not you, Thomas.
Yeah. Pale Donkey.
It's that ego again, you know.
You have a pale donkey that doesn't.
You had to contain it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with London on this one. I'm gonna say a name.
Ooh,
They've lost their fifth, and
they have.
and they didn't even make playoffs. Like a lot of these teams, I think might just be more structured and overall complete than them.
Do you think they'll melt down and sort of like not even complete the season?
No,
As
that's
in a UK way, where they like disband.
What a fucking surprise!
what is this
if they
fucking
do.
challengers?
No, I'm
Excuse me.
more confident.
No, I personally
I
maybe don't think
retract
that,
what I
but
said.
you know, I think they'll do respectably, but I don't know. I'm not even sure if I think they'll go to playoffs, to be honest. But still,
I mean, I
yeah,
feel
that's
like
a pale
this is
donkey,
the
kind of.
perfect matchup for Blink. To be fair, I think Blink actually got the perfect matchup where Ex London are kind of one of the teams that are a bit, they're a bit unstable at the minute, but they're also a higher seed than Blink. But I feel Blink could definitely ruffle the feathers
yeah.
a little bit.
That's a nice little term there, isn't it? Ruffle the feathers.
Yeah,
Mm.
I learned
No,
it
no,
from the
I've
cat.
not heard that one for a while.
Matt, have you ever thought of casting? You've got nice analogies.
I know.
What you mean? I used to do fantastic in season 1. The problem is
One
that I've
game.
got so much on my plate that I just can't do it.
The problem is
One
nobody
game.
recognizes your voice, a la
You cast
me,
it-
in season
Yeah.
5, and asked who you are.
Didn't you cast with me once as well, Matt?
Oh, I did. I did a fantastic job on that. Mirage. Some color
Was it-
casting right there.
It was on ESN.
Oh, you did
CS, if
color
I'm-
casting as well. That's like. Have you
I
ever done
did
a solo cast though,
You,
Matt?
you could almost do.
Fucking hell.
You could almost set up a CV like a certain other caster and just name ESN as your casting.
I casted ESN.
Yeah.
Wow. Well
Wait, who are you talking about, Strommers?
I'm not saying any names to follow.
not gonna lie, that went over my head, but then
Yep.
you know, I brought it back a few steps, and now I'm completely.
I'm
on
just
board
saying,
with the whole
Dan,
thing.
there may be other casters that like to name ESN as casting credits for their work. When maybe
I do it all the time. I have ESN on my
M-
fucking
yeah,
resume.
but you did almost
You've
cast an
casted
entire.
more than like 3 games.
Can I just bring up
Yeah.
one thing, right? The thing that I'm like, you know, like ego boosts. One thing where
Yeah,
ego
I definitely
really
know ego boosts. Yeah.
One thing that definitely ego boosts me is when I see people like got to playoffs in ESN. That's it, we've made it, boys. That's like their LAN XP.
Mm,
Their LAN XP is ESN XP, and I'm like, fuck yeah, we did it,
Mm.
boys. Looking for Team Rifler, ESN playoff experience. You know, that's it.
Mm.
They're solid. Pick
No,
them.
I just have it on mine because
That's-
people think I've misspelled a different TO.
mm.
Wow. Wow.
That sort of
No, I'm joking. I'm
connected
joking.
though, Matt, with
No, because I have the other TO on as well, but correctly spelled.
Banda was back. Banda was back in the chat with
Yeah.
would you still consider ESN amateur? Oh, I've almost said the full word.
A
Good
word, don't say it.
Yep, my burp interrupted it. Or
It's
stretch.
just for it's just upcoming
or,
talents.
or stretching into semi-pro now.
Oh, definitely.
I
Definitely
think like
stretching.
even last season you were saying it stretches into semi-pro.
Yeah, because I mean, like, Granite Gaming are on the border of semi-pro. Let's be honest. Like, I wouldn't say they're confirmed. I would say they're like, I would say there's 3 tiers in semi-pro, and I would say Granite are in the 3rd tier.
Bottom of third,
But I feel like we're definitely definitely stretching into that.
And that's why you don't cast anymore.
Not gonna lie, man. The live production finals, fucking Ben called me out live on stream. I was not happy.
Yeah.
But no, I think Lowland Lions 9, the Dice, Isuba. They're definitely 2nd tier. So you get that down. Did something remind you of something, or when I brought something up?
Very unspecific, of course. Yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree for
There was
sure.
a lot that happened on that live production finals day, man. A lot.
There were so
like,
many. There's so much that happened during those finals. It's so outrageous.
I'd say almost half. Oh my god, we're just on 2 separate conversations now. But almost half of
Yeah.
the teams are like semi-pro at this point. To be honest.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, Blink
I mean,
are
obviously.
on the level of semi-pro, but they're the biggest team in their country, so big their academy to one of the biggest. Well, I would say bigger now a pro team. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper team. Fuck
Probably
it, they're
semi-pro.
sponsored by Dr. Pepper, so they just
You
get
get-
that by right.
I'm not sure how much actual sponsorship is there from Dr. Pepper, to be fair.
I think they just get sent like cans, and they're like,
That's what I'm
Drink
saying.
up.
Every game they're completely buzzed on Pepper. The doctor's got them covered.
Your doctor recommends Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
those 90.
I feel like there was a subject in this that I've completely forgotten.
It was about
Is it
semi-pro.
semi-pro? I mean, obviously
Yeah.
you've got the Challenger division, which is definitely still amateur, you'd say, or
So the idea
for
was
opening talents.
the idea was to not leave amateur scene behind.
Yeah.
But to still like broaden our horizons
Without
because-
using the buzzword grassroots, as some
Yeah,
do.
because I mean that's kind of like a word that
Keyboard roots.
I dislike it. I don't know why. It's just something I dislike.
Yep.
I
too.
dislike the word amateur. But no, I mean we're definitely not amateur anymore in the sense in the way we just do things. But not gonna lie, in the first week of Challenger, I just kind of regretted doing Challenger because it was such a fucking
I don't know why I
Just-
went for 52 teams.
yeah.
Like it could. I think
You want
32 was probably
to
enough.
be honest, Dan? It was
Yeah.
the money. Like 64 teams was the goal. Well, it wasn't the goal, but it was the maximum. 64
Yep.
times 30. That's a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
you do the math at home.
but yeah. 52 teams where they all wildly speak different languages in one Discord, in one Faceit competition. It was a shit show, if I'm honest. But we got through it, and now it's progressively getting easier because people know what they're doing. But I think Challenger Division, I think the goal is to then maybe split into a third tier where because I feel Challenger Division has still got a bit of a divide in the way that you got Go Bananas, who are
Def-
top end amateur team and stuff. But yeah, I'll end off on that.
Mm.
I don't really know what to be said. I feel like this has been a very long TCL episode. I don't know about.
It's been an hour
Where's
and
the-
10.
Yep,
Fuck yeah,
something
I
like
thought
that.
so.
Not quite an hour and 10, but just.
I like how Nexus, instead of replying to me physically, says "yep" in chat.
No reply.
No, I think he was
to you.
replying to my tweet that I put
Oh.
in.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
It's because yeah.
Yeah.
Kierwolf, Poseidon player, if I remember correctly. Not anymore, of course.
Finalist of ESN season 3.
Yeah. Season three,
Gosh,
season
Oh my
Lost
god,
four.
I just
memory.
said ESN season 3,
Yeah.
ESNL. Sorry.
Yeah.
Please, people, that's one thing. Please stop.
Use the
calling
right
it ESN.
logo.
Please stop calling it ESN season 7.
And
It's
use the right
ESNL
logo.
and use the right logo. Like,
Yeah.
who was it that used the old logo
Season
and just put a fucking 7?
Season 5. Somebody put, yeah. He
Ah,
asked, or he didn't even ask. He just said, "Strummers really look so British." Ha 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 ha.
It's
So,
the hair.
I mean,
it's the
I'll
hair.
take that.
I
I'll take
ju-
that as an insult.
yeah,
So.
I'd take that as an insult as well. I'm British and I
Yeah.
fucking hate it.
same.
Nah.
As a Northern
You do.
Irish.
You look like everybody who works in the call center at my company.
No, that's an insult.
No, that's an insult. Yeah. Sure.
Living a depressed life, 9 to 5,
Yeah.
minimum wage. You just and then you come home to host fucking
Yeah.
TCL. Your life's just shit,
Nah.
mate.
Right, Matt. I don't think you've been outside for the last couple weeks, so
I mean, when the Rona is running around, I'm staying put.
Yeah. that's
I was
just an
just
When the
saying-
road
excuse,
is
by the way.
about.
It sounds like a
Yeah,
cowboy.
can't say more
Alright.
Kokona than that.
I feel like we have to round this out. So who's gonna win Champions Division?
The dice.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yep.
No, I don't think the dice will win. To be fair,
Cool.
I think that's a bit of a stretch, but
Really?
No, we haven't.
See,
we
Really?
haven't even said.
really,
that-
I am somewhat
I
sane,
think
Matt.
the only team that we have,
I
that we haven't even said has been
Oh,
Blue
sorry.
Jays. We have not said Blue Jays, but like we've not said Blue Jays at all.
I've not seen
They're a
them
hard
perform
team
for a
to call.
while.
They're really a hard team. to
I've
call.
not seen them do
They're
much for a
good.
while. I
They've
would have
made a
rated.
few changes as well, haven't they?
Yeah,
I'm,
if
I'm going for a stretch here. What if by some crazy miracle Granite goes back to back to back
If they win it, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna be
Shut
pissed. I'm just hosting it for no fucking reason, haven't I? Got all these bigger teams in for no fucking point because Granite just like
Nobody's gonna come back.
our
Just like
league.
nobody's gonna come back. A Granite playing. We're not coming then.
I think Rocking just joined Blue Jays from off the bench of Skade, so pretty good pickup actually.
Yeah.
Bulgaria, man.
Yeah, they lost like two
Yeah.
players, like
Yeah.
two.
Wow.
Was it Fate?
They
I
do
think
be
yeah,
wild in.
Fate did a rebuild and Blue Jays lost 2 players. Yeah,
Yeah. So Rocking's a good pickup.
yeah,
Fate, Blue Jays, Skade, Granite, all 4 of them, man.
yeah. Bulgaria is on the rise.
It's
I
on
do
the
like
rise,
the Bulgarians.
it's
I do like the
also-
Bulgarians.
I'm not getting a
Yeah.
straight answer yet. I'd like.
You're
What
not
do you want
getting
us
one.
to say, Stromus? Like, honestly,
say-
I
Like,
feel like
right.
the dice
Okay.
take us
Right.
there.
Right. I'll tell you. I'll give you a simple answer. Strom is
Hmm,
who? Can someone post the list of the teams again?
God's
Right, I'm
sakes.
gonna go through one by one. Are you ready? I'm gonna go.
I think it just
9.
goes to Dan saying no to FTW.
You could say 9,
9.
and we'd all.
9 are my team to win. If they
Cool.
don't
No.
win, then they're going to be my pie face team. They're going to be trash.
Hmm.
But 9 to win it for me.
Nah, I actually do think the dice could probably win it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm backing the dice all the
Nexus.
way.
Oh, fuck.
Skilled enough.
Next Budapest 5.
I feel like skilled enough could actually be like a surprisingly good team. Budapest
Yeah,
5?
well, that's not what I said.
Ex Budapest 5?
You said X
Yeah.
Budapest 5.
Wow.
Yeah, you said X. Yeah.
Okay.
I said ex Budapest 5.
That's-
Yeah, I think
that's a
they're
big
I
call.
think they're good. Yeah,
Lowland Lions could probably win it for me. Dr.
I mean,
Pepper.
you said like 4 teams to select one.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper team up there, Blue Jays 9.
I don't think Dr Pepper will win.
So
They'll probably get
Yeah.
playoffs, but not win a win.
all right, I'll say Blue Jays, Lowland Lions, something like that. All right, that's cool.
Wait, so we are allowed to pick one, but you get 2. This
I
is
get 2.
weird.
Yeah,
This is some
Man,
weird
so
fucking
privileged.
democracy here.
Matt, can you
Not a
demolish
democracy.
this?
not a democracy because some need the.
Dude,
Right, I'm gonna throw in a
checks.
Yeah,
second
you are
pick then of
fucking
Big
ego
Academy.
going.
I'm gonna
Alright.
throw Big Academy in there for winners
Wow.
as well.
Alright,
then.
my second pick is
Jesus, what a mess.
my second pick is Isuba if they decide
Alright.
to.
All right.
Just gonna stop myself there.
I forgot one thing. Preemptively, I want to hear at least the nomination, not necessarily who will win in the Nivera Award. I think Dan has already screamed about who he thinks.
Is there any fucking point? Dan's done it for us.
Process.
Process.
Does everyone
Process.
agree? I'd say so.
I don't
there-
know
Yeah.
any of the players on like 90% of these teams.
Oh wow.
I mean, I know Revenge. I know. Oh, hold on, Uber team. That no. I'm gonna say no.
Ooh.
Could
Oh,
be a
no,
good
he
shout.
didn't.
Yeah, definitely.
No, he didn't.
No,
That was the best one-liner I came out with.
Ninus as an opera is a great opera.
Yeah, they had a
On the
few
U-
interesting
on
teams.
Uber
Who was
team.
the guy?
Sky
with them.
Malakoff.
Malakoff. He was interesting as well.
Yeah.
And then
And-
of course in Skilled Enough you got
Maha.
Maha
Yeah. Huckler. Pretty good. Kendall.
and Scape. They had Dark, but they signed up with Dark. He was like really good, but they signed up with him as a sub. So
Hmm.
kind of confused on that one.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Nexus, any players you're gonna shout out?
I mean, what I can immediately think of is from last season, Saboy.
Ooh.
It might take a while, like a season or 2, until it maybe gets picked up by a better team, but I think that's a decent chance.
All right. I think we.
Also, sorry, one other. If this is from Dr Pepper
Wow.
team,
Yeah.
watch out for
that's good.
Trochu.
Hmm.
Watch out for Trochu. Or Fioria. Fioria could be a banger. Fioria probably actually more than Trochu, to be fair. So I'll say Fioria as well as Process.
Isn't Fury on Org?
No, he's also a player.
He's also
Imagine
a
if he joined that as a Polish player joining a Brazilian team, but Furia hops on Furia. That would be good. All right.
Fury.
I think we've covered more than enough bases today. Starting off with, going to a couple bases with Dan Chan. And
I'm sorry?
also, of course, make sure to check out the games on this week, Wednesday the 8th. That's when all the action will happen. For now, ESNGG,
Yes.
ESNCS at 6 p.m. and at 7:30 and 7 respectively. Check out the Twitter to know sort of just to keep up to date on that. You can follow the Twitch channel if you're watching live, sort of just to keep up with the games as well. I guess just follow the YouTube or subscribe to the YouTube if you're watching it there. Will be uploaded when Matt can be arsed. So, website, of course, always up for both Champions and Challenger, both for the schedules and the results and what have you. And yeah, you've seen all the ads like for the entire episode of us here.
I'm putting mine in anyway.
But thank.
What a scumbag!
Yeah, what a scumbag. Right, thank you, Nexus.
He got silenced.
Wow. Thank you, Nexus, for being on. Dan, you don't get a thank you because of what you're
You're very
done.
welcome, Strommers.
But
thank you to Matt for joining us as well as Nexus.
Matt's cancelled.
And Strommers, thank you for appearing as a guest this week.
Wow. I'm really
Wow,
done.
the show.
I'm really done. Alright, well, that's been it from us. Hope you'll join us next week. Hopefully Dan won't be here next week, but, you know. Alright, we'll see you when we do. Until then, bye-bye.
Goodbye.